Karibu sana. Welcome back here at Y254, hashtag Y in the morning. And because it's a Wednesday, even before we start, sending flying kisses. Why? Because it's a Wednesday and it's Women Crush Wednesday. So I have amazing, gorgeous guests. Two of them, see moja, last time ilikuwa moja, now it's two. Two gorgeous guests joining me here in studio. And our topic is very nice today. I know it's gonna touch a few hearts, but it's amazing. So I will let my guests introduce themselves because I want you to hear their voices. I will not talk on their behalf. So I will definitely let them talk and introduce themselves. Then we get to the show. And I will show you a topic, whether it's really, really juicy. So I think we can begin from my far right.
Oh, sure. Thank you. So my name is Joan Kipto. I'm a student at Pioneer International University pursuing diplomacy. And from my shirt, I'm a Glow Girl, a beneficiary of a Glow Foundation, sponsoring girls for college and campus studies. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here and thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Hey, my name is Mwenesi Purity. I'm a law student, finalizing in this July. And I'm also a fashion designer and stylist for fashion. And I'm glad to be here today. And the topic is super sweet.
It's juicy, by the way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you all have even introduced yourself. I even forgot to introduce myself. Yeah. I'm Wahu Mungai. And we can keep the conversation ongoing even before I introduce today's topic. We can keep the conversation ongoing on all our social media platforms. That is on Twitter, which is X right now, Instagram and Facebook at Y254. So drum roll, please. So today's topic is bills equality. Na hiyo inakaa ka accounting, topic ya accounting. But let's make it juicy. So today's question is, Nani anafaa kulipa bills on the first date? Who is supposed to pay the bills on the first date? So as a girly girl, if you invited me for the date, you're paying. Because it was your idea in the first place, right? Would you mean?
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Personally, I don't think there's someone who is obliged to pay the bill. I think it's the person who proposes the date. If you call me out, as a decent human being, I expect you to be able to pay. Even if you don't have the finances, you need to communicate prior the date. You tell me, I want us to go out, but I don't have the money, enough money. Can you contribute this amount? If we have to split, you have to tell me in advance. I'm not gender biased. It goes for all the genders. So if I'm a girl and I'm calling someone out, I have to be able to pay for the bill. And if I'm a guy and I'm calling someone out, I have to be able to pay for the bill. And if I'm not able, I have to communicate. So that's my take.
Okay, John?
Well, my point is not far from what she said, but I would try to be so clear and cut through the gender biasness maybe, and of course our traditional beliefs. For example, in a heterosexual relationship, of course, the bill usually falls on the male gender. Ndio ndio anakuwa expected kulipa, right?
I mean, why not?
And you say
because of why?
I know. And then you say that kama enda amenita kwa date, I is the one to pay, right? But then I think again I'll say that communication has to be there. Let's communicate. Kama unataka kuwa na date na mimi next week, come on. Tell me, alafu unaniambia kama ni wewe unalipa nijuange. Kama sio wewe, I mean, we can always do 50-50, right?
Yeah.
But just communicate and be clear.
Okay. It is touching a few hearts. So I would like to you said communication is key.
Yeah.
And akuambia mapema. If not, if he or she is unable to, you split the bill. Now let's go there. Splitting the bill. Nani amekuita date?
Let me tell you something. Is that the essence of communicating is to reduce or remove the awkwardness. Mushakula sasa, you're waiting for me to remove my purse, I'm waiting for you to remove your wallet. So if maybe you would have communicated before that, ningejua. And then now that we are here and then you're not able to pay, nishajua so nitatoa. And then again, if you're the one who called me for that date and life happened, things went south, see, I can as well do the paying, right?
Paying.
Yeah, ama tuoshe vyombo na tu. Ama come on, really.
Let's do some potatoes.
Also communicating before is good because it makes you more comfortable during the date.
And something else.
Date nikifikiria sasa nani atalipa, like
na nimekula
na nimekula na vile hata labda umeniita and I don't have that amount, hivyo whatever we've ordered, like sina ya kulipa wote ama kusplit half, maybe hadi niko na doya, I'd have had something else, lakini hiyo yenye tumekula I can't afford it. Lakini I think you need to communicate prior, ndio hadi mkwe comfortable, unajua mimi natoa hii do, wewe unatoa hii, ama wewe ndio unalipa, like it needs to to happen before you just agree. But also decency dictates that mtu mwenye amekuita alipe.
Period.
But there's something else that we need to put into consideration here is that it's a first date. See a date every day. So I just know that personally, if it's my first date, I mean, I need to show this man that sitaki pesa zake, niko na pesa zangu. Pia yeye hataki kuonyesha is poor, na pia hataki kuonyesha kuna pesa mingi. It's a first date. So you need, like, everybody is out to give that positive impression about themselves, you know. So I just know if you communicate, hata kama msichana na pesa, come on, atatoa, you know, true. It's a first date, you know, you just have to leave a positive impression.
So, I mean, taking into consideration previous generations, the current generation is generation Alpha, if I'm not wrong, and Gen Z, and then there's the millennial, and then the silent ones, and baby boomers, etc. So cultural norms, let's talk about cultural norms, because I see that most cultural norms dictate that the male species, here we call them male species, the male species are the ones who pay for the dates, because considering they will in future be the head of the house.
Exactly.
And the provider. So mbona asilipe date?
I think that is the concept of masculinity and femininity.
Yeah.
And if you find, I'm not trying to like judge some people, but if you find people who are well raised, when you're masculine enough, and a girl who is feminine enough, mwanamume mwenye ako masculine enough, they'll just automatically want to take care of a woman. And I also like take the paying of bills and taking care of a woman as a sign of appreciation. Like, I'm glad I have you, so I'm doing this. And also the first date, it's tricky, but I think that should come out on the first date. If you want me, you want to date me, at least save up, even if you can't afford, at least save up. If you're calling me on a date the first time and you're a man, I'm reconsidering my decision.
Okay.
Like,
oh yeah, okay, she said appreciation, and then again it will be a sense of responsibility. That, of course, I've seen our mothers, they're raising their sons to be responsible. That, Sasa, if is the girl that's going to pay for the first date, what are you trying to communicate? That school fees itakwanga pia yake, school fees za watoto ama. So traditional beliefs and cultural practices, and then now female and male roles in our society is that men are the head of the house. Kama leo, a friend of mine is a guy, told me, mimi by the way siwezi kula chakula imenunuliwa na demo ovyo ovyo. What is he trying to communicate? That in as much as it's just a date, I must show you that I will always be there to provide, not just because it's a date today, but I need to assure you that just outside these dinner dates, I'm going to be the responsible father and the responsible husband. I have you covered.
Exactly. So, how do traditional gender roles play into who is expected to pay in the first date? Because we've talked about communication. If he did not even he or she, hapa ni he too, so she.
So
If he did not communicate, amekuita date, you have dressed up.
Yeah.
Umeng'ang'ana hapo na eyebrows. Now they don't look. They're looking kind of like sisters, not cousins. They're looking like sisters. Hizo eyebrows sasa. So I mean, communicate. Tunaenda this and this place, and obviously anajua mfuko yake. So traditionally, how is this influencing? Because haja communicate. Because we know some men, not all, will not communicate, maybe due to lack of wanaona ni kama watabebwa vibaya. So how do these traditional roles how will I say it?
influence.
Yes, influence. Ni yeye atalipa. Come rain, come sunshine. Ni yeye atalipa. Atuchongi waru kwa kweli.
I know. What I think, how the role of a man that is expected to be the one paying for that, and then communication, is that it will really influence. I don't know, the is it the character or the behavior or the feedback of this lady on that date, because sasa unanipigia simu unaniambia na by the way sijui kama tutalipa na wewe ama what are you trying to communicate. But then again, in a negative way, is that I just think, so this guy is not even ready for this date. Come on, because if it's the one who was initiated the date for it to happen,
Angejipanga.
angekuwa ameshajipanga. But then again, in a positive way, is that I really, the guy is showing that I really want to take you on a date, but I'm not sure if I can pay for it all. So it's just showing how communicative it can be, that come on, enye nataka kupeleka Serena lakini sijui kama nitaweza kulipa. I don't know. So we're just going to take the bull by the horn in a two-way, in a two-street, because he's communicative, yes. But then again, is he even ready? Sasa kama ni date tu peke yake anashindwa kulipa. What about our future?
I think we are like being too harsh on the men when we try looking at it from that perspective. We're all humans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we are all decent humans. So if I'm a decent human, okay, not unless he has called me and not communicated, I shouldn't judge him for not being able to cater for it if he told me prior that we can split. And if I'm able enough to like to give out my money for the bills, why not? Like hey, men have been kaliwad so much, like
Good boy child, good boy child.
and atoa pesa ma, that is why a lot of men have been suffering from mental illnesses. A lot of them just get so depressed. Juu siwezi afford kitu and the society expects me all the time. Even if I fall in love with a girl who has money and can provide for me, like
Unapata pressure, you have to provide.
you have to. That is why a lot of men wanaumia huku nje. So I don't think it should be like that strict.
Set in stone.
See, settled. It depends with the occasion.
Okay, so let's take case scenario. Let's take into consideration. I have invited my male species into a date. Ni mimi nimemwambia cheki. Tomorrow I'm free. Are you free? Yes. Twende date. I'm the one who has initiated even the idea of the date. So am I the one paying? Because I feel like we in the beginning we did say you may invite, no unalipa. So in this particular case, am I the one paying?
Yeah.
And if yes, na yeye akikata, because I mean you said example of how your friend will not just take food from any female.
Yeah.
Bado ni mimi nalipa.
Akikata unamwacha
alipe.
Lakini if you initiate a date, then he's like, I don't have enough money, so can we split? You have to consider. Like, you don't have to be super strict.
Yeah.
True.
You just need to clear the hair. You're the one who called for that date, and the guy maybe cannot pay for it. So you may initiate. So I think you're the one to pay for that.
So let's talk about personal experiences.
Oh. You see that coming.
Do you have an instance where you have had to pay the bill when you were told ni atalipa, or alisema atalipa na mkasplit bill, or alisema atalipa na hakulipa, and then you don't want aibu ndogo ndogo pale, you know, in some fancy hotel. Have you had that experience?
Personally, no. Date decent men. Look for decent people. People who will communicate, people who will pay when they say they'll pay, people who will tell you in advance we will split, people who will tell you they don't have money, they expect you to pay. Like, a decent human being should learn how to communicate. Now we've gone on a date and none of us was ready to pay.
We are cut half, eh?
No. that is not a normal circumstance for decent people. Like, I haven't experienced.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't see that
like
question coming.
I feel like you have.
Not really, but it's just the same thing that happens. Umeenda kwa supermarket, ukapiga shopping, alafu ukikuja kulipa, sijui M-Pesa wana take time, so you're like, my God, why? So it has happened to, it's not the other significant, it was just a friend. And we were just we were meeting after being away for so long, you know. And it's like, oh, Joanne, yeah, I could pay because why not? Sasa, ikifika kulipa, I don't know, sijui ni hekweli ama nilikuwa ina hang hapo, you know. So like, anyambi, so I'm just seeing the person is so frustrated, you know, he was crying, so I just had to chip in. It's okay, I've got you covered. Yeah. So to just save us the embarrassment, of course, and it's nothing that he has planned for, you know. So I was just coming in to save the day, that is.
It's nothing that he's planned for. He knew he doesn't have enough money.
No, that's why, come on, that's why I used that example ya kwenda supermarket. I mean, sijawahi plan kupiga shopping alafu M-Pesa it take time. Come on. No, it was not planned really.
So
but how was it?
So let's put another case scenario. So now it's not male and female species together.
Yeah.
It is a friend group. You all have, I'm so sure you all have a friend group, right?
Yeah.
Either 2, 3, 4. No, 2 is too little. Let's do 3, 4, 5 there. Above 10, hapo hiyo ni chama. So we're here talking about girl group. So let's say all of you maybe are free and one suggests, guys, there's this new place in town, let's go check it out. And coincidentally, all of you are free. So you're like, sure. What time? 2:30. Let's go. Na tunaenda. So this particular person, she's the one who introduced the idea. Y'all didn't have this idea. She came forth with it. So is she the one paying, or are all of you paying?
If it's a girls group, not unless she says she'll pay, you have to be ready to like chip in, because I'm not your man, I'm not your parent, I'm your friend. Okay, I might show you a beautiful place, but you have to be, I usually have this rule. If I don't have the money to like pay for something, penye tunaenda, I'd rather not go. Like, kama I can't afford it on my own, na naenda na wasichana, you see.
Instead of breaking
you don't go, it's embarrassing. But you can, if you don't have the money and you really need to go, you can tell them, by the way, we are going and I only have 200. And you girls will have to like give me a boost. Na kama hamwezi, I'm not going.
Right?
Yeah, for me, I don't know if it's I'm the only one here, but hey, marafiki zangu who communicate. Like, I have this friend, she's called Charlene, she's also my classmate. Anapenda ku try new things, and this day we're coming back from a UN conference. So she's like, si hata tupitieni kwa hiyo hotel, there was just a cafe somewhere, and then we went. Something about us and my girl circle is that when you're going somewhere, have hiyo pesa kidogo. The same thing that should apply to these dates that we go to is that hata kama naenda kulipa, unajua nalipa, kuwa na hiyo pesa yako kidogo, man. Your backup, right? So such that tukifika huko, and maybe Charlene didn't know the menu, the bill and all that, kila mtu ako na kapesa kake, so there's no embarrassment. And then I have a girls group that supports each other. Kama wanajua huyu anaweza kosa, they just come in for you, you know, just coming through for each other. Yeah.
So in terms of definitely kuwa na kitu yako usichonge watu, you know.
Kila time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So in terms of equality in a relationship, in what ways does splitting or alternative ways for paying dates contribute to a sense of equality in the relationship? Because I feel like the Bible says, not even I feel like, the Bible does say, we are all equal.
Yeah.
But now on earth, hapo tulikuwa majuu, tulikuwa kule kwa
Yeah.
God. But then, now we are back here
Yeah.
on land, earth. We are not equal. It's basic, the geography ama history ama whatever. We are not all equal, and because I'm so sure even the male species will will never agree for us to be equal. Same way they will say kuna kazi ya mwanamume na kazi ya mwanamke, you know. So so in terms of equality in a relationship, does splitting the bill mean that maybe we are equal, or is it maybe like a one-time thing, or will we always split the bill?
I think now that depends with, and of course it's influenced by our day, our modern day today. Kitambo, you know that kila kitu ilikuwa inaachiwa the betrayers of Jesus, you know, like everything was left.
The who's?
Come on.
Attacking.
Okay, I said that back.
Defending.
All right, I'm saying that our society is driven by change, so we have to we have to get used to the change that is coming with our lives. Alafu hapo kwa equality, maze, kama rafiki yangu ameshasema hizi kula food inalipwa na dem, I mean, are we ever going to have such a day when we'll say equality, equality, equality? So first, we're here to embrace change that is coming with educated women, feminists, who are so wako na pesa zao wanasema hata mimi naweza lipa kama utaki. And then again, we have a society that is still it has its own cultural beliefs and practices that everything is solely left for that man to handle. No. So it's just you have to balance your person. Hey, take your problem, mold that problem. Your problem, of course, you're never going to get that girl of your dream. I mean, you can never search for angels among men. Sasa, take your problem, huyo mtu wako, mfunze vile wewe unataka. If we're trying to talk about being balanced, being equal, itakuwa in this way. But of course, you know that the head of the family is the man, right? So most of the time vitu mingi zitakuwa tu ni analipa whether he likes it or not.
I'd say there are two aspects here. There is the aspect of masculinity and femininity, and there is the aspect of humanity. Like you as a human and you as a feminine female and you as a male
feminine species.
Okay, so there are these two aspects. If someone is, the way I said earlier, if someone is masculine enough, they'll want to provide. But again, you, even if you are feminine enough and you want to be provided for, you have to have the capacity of a human. I want this man to provide for me, but sahi hana kitu. Like, and I like him and we are connected and shit and shit and shit. So, you'd want to like be a human and just do it, like split or pay. But ukienda, so this thing, for us to exist, we have to like merge them. As zikuwa separate. Now because I'm masculine, this is it, you're also human. You can go broke and need me to pay your rent sometime. You are a human. Si ati jueni mwanamume, you won't lack money, you won't ever lack. You will need assistance from time to time because you're human. Yeah. So I'd love zote zikuwe merged. You're traditional, modern. You just have to act in accordance to the situation at hand.
Yeah.
So even before I read the comments, people are blowing up my phone. Let's relaxing kidogo. You know, with so much comments and everything. Just on a lighter note, do you think it's a toxic trait, or let's call it toxic masculinity, for the male species who will have that mentality of mi dema hizi nilipia kitu, ni mimi nalipa? Do you think it's toxic masculinity? Because you know, it can get to a point where you're not able to provide for your then female friend,
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend or
And
wife.
yourself sometimes.
Yes, even yourself. But your mentality yako, mi dema hizi nilipea kitu, hizi nilipea. Is it toxic?
Yeah, it is toxic by excellence because
Toxic by excellence.
yeah,
Damn,
because come on, let me tell you something.
okay.
Life is not straight. Sindio? Tutakuwa na kupanda na kushuka. And let me tell you something. It's up to you to change your attitude towards things. Yeah, leo nimelipwa. Of course, I can do this, a lot of things with the money that I have. I don't know how about tomorrow. I mean, be so adaptive and flexible enough to accept to be helped. You are human at the end of the day, right? You're never going to solve your problems peke yako. You need that wife. So I just feel like usikue tu, I mean, don't be so narrow-minded, like you will always provide for yourself because you will not. You will need help. Just accept that help and now just get rid of that attitude that msichana kukalia or anything. You need help. When you need help, be ready to ask for it. In as much as you're a man, come on.
Yeah, I'd say it's toxic if you don't have the facilities yet. But if you have the facilities and you insist on paying everything, it's masculinity. So, like, if you don't have it and you're insisting, you can't do this shit for me, I have to do it, that is toxic. Just humble. And if you have the facilities and you insist on providing and shit, that is masculinity. So, above all, let people work hard and date people who you can manage mostly.
Yeah.
So let me just read a few comments.
Oh,
they are
God.
literally blowing my mind. So most of them are just telling me they're tuned in. Thank you so much. Karibu sana. And our topic for today is Nani analipa date. Who is paying for the first date? So Kamau Musenango says, watching from Kagera Mwiru, Kiamwagi Division, Gatundu South. Then there is Benja who's saying, inategemea ni nani alitoa hiyo idea ya hiyo dates.
Yeah.
Watching from Bungoma, karibu sana. Shogo, watching live from Namanga. And then there is Willy Bazu, watching live from Kitale Birunda. I think I say maybe two more. Steven, nani wanaume pekee. Girls, where are you at? Where are you at? So Steven Havans says watching live and clearly nawakilisha nikiwa KMTC Chuka. Natafuta msichana. Baby girls, you're letting me down. I see no one. Yeah, no, girls, come on.
These men have been splitting bills.
Yeah,
I know.
clearly.
They're feeling it.
Girls, tell us. Please do. Pale Y254 on all social media platforms. Do tell us who is paying for the first date. So let me ask a very controversial question. Might not be that controversial, but someone asked me, we haven't gone for a date for a long time. Can we go for a date? Nia ame suggest, lakini anataka nikae ni kama ni idea yangu. So mimi nikasema, yeah, sure, let's go for a date. Tukaenda tukadishi, fun, vibes. So who's paying now? Is it me? Is it me for saying, yeah, sure, but we haven't even gone for a date in a while? Or is it ule alileta hiyo idea kwa kichwa yangu, by the way, hatujaenda date. Unaona hiyo story?
Wewe
Who is
ulimjibu
paying?
aje?
Mimi nilisema, of course, let's go. But there's this new place pale. Let's hit it up. So who's paying for this date?
The person.
Who is this? Mimi ama yeye?
Yeah.
Why?
Juu wewe tu ulikuwa umetulia and then
Nilikuwa nimechill.
man, ati let's go out. Now they have to, na kama haezi anaweza kwambia let's go out, lakini sina pesa lakini nataka twende out. So mdecide kama mtaenda. Wewe kama hauwezi split unamwambia hata mimi
Not
sina
happening.
pesa.
I think
Tutaenda
that's
time ni utapata pesa.
Yeah, hiyo sasa I think it depends with the response ya huyo mtu mwenye. Kama ni wewe idea ni yako na yeye akisema oh yeah tuende nako hivyo board, wewe jua tu hiyo bill ni yako whether you like it or not. But then again if it's like oh yeah of course it's been a minute, we should actually visit that, right? No, you like the attitude and everything. Lakini sasa akikupea ile ya falling intonation.
No, the people
Rising intonation.
the people who split the bill actually have more hype than the people who pay. So so you don't look at the hype.
Okay, so let's
But I
talk,
think you'll just, that will be splitting the bill, I think.
because Nia alileta idea, alisema by the way doing a date for a hot minute, and you're like, come to think of it, we haven't. You see, so kind of both of you, like, I feel like that's kind of gives leeway for splitting the bill. So do you think msichana amenini pale Instagram, so do you think the way the bill is handled on the first date sets a tone for the future?
Very much, very much, very much. I mean, personally, I just think if I were to go on a first date on the first date of maybe my husband, sisemi mtu, but like sasa, you're going for it's now your first date now, and then that first date, the guy you're with is now your husband. Hautawahi how you did. First because alikuonyesha kumbe anaweza lipa bila hata bila kukuambia, like that one is so much going to determine and is so much going to forebode your future with this person, because if that now the on that first date he paid the bill bila tu hata kuconvincewa or anything, and then it was just there for you, come on, that will really show a lot about your relationship. He's always going to be there for you.
I'd say it does, but again it doesn't. Because what if you went out first as friends, so you split the bill, it was fun, you had talks and shit, and that makes your first date. And also what if you went out like officially, like let me take you out, and he paid? Lakini I'd say it determines sometimes, because if you pay my bill ya kwanza, I'll have to like want to return the favor, like it's normal human shit. I'll want to treat you, I'll feel appreciated. Lakini
so the need to appreciate him
back. They need to appreciate him back. But pia it doesn't, because kama some people start from really low relationship statuses. Like some people mnaanza, you people are splitting bills and shit, and then you teach each other, ama mkiendelea kukua na pesa anaendelea kuprovide. You see, hadi zingine ni madem ndo hulipa ya kwanza. Then ikienda unapata boy sasa ndo ana take care of everything. So I don't think it really affects, but it sets a pace.
So I'm inclined to agree with you. When I was asking the question, I was 50-50. Now I am 49-51. Because as you said, what if the particular male species was not well off, but alikuwa idha yako mbaya. This is the one. But financially isn't as stable as he would wish at the moment. But you see, growth takes time. So even with time comes money and, growing. So I don't think it should set the tone for the future. Just so utamkata juana do bombastic side eye. So you say, so I don't think it should set the tone of the future, because you can grow together. Definitely. Bombastic side eye. We talked about communication. How important is it to discuss financial expectations early in a relationship? Because, this time, I don't know if male species was this generation actually caught. Ama na kuona Instagram siku moja and like, hi, what's up, what you doing? You see, there has to be like the courting part. So how important is it to discuss financial expectations early in a relationship? Do you discuss this particular topic when bado anakukot, or before akuuliza, hi, can you be my girlfriend? Lakini unajua siku hizi hawaulizi kama unakuwa girlfriend. Unahamisha toothbrush, gel comb, so you see. So do you think it is important to discuss this particular financial expectations in this relationship?
I think it's very important, although nobody is talking about it. Anyway, I mean, when people are, but not everyone, right? People are, and not everyone are. but it's very important to talk about it, you know, that financial discipline, everything financial. Come on, let's talk about it. Vile tu tutaongea vile tutakuwa tunaenda on Friday tu, you know, you understand. Let's talk. I mean, it's very important. That is, that's when you bring in financial literacy, financial discipline, and everything, which I think is also under communication. Sindo, musikwe tu mnaongea hizi Valentine's Day, flowers and all that. If you want to have a well-founded relationship, talk about everything, you know, everything.
I think it's important. Me, I talk about it. Like, I'm a female, I'm feminine. I'd want you to provide for me, but if you can't, I'll be there to step in if I can. So personally, I think it's important to talk about it before, you know how this person, before, sometimes unaongeanga na msee and you just find out they think so weirdly about this financial shit. And a lot of relationships huko nje zikiendelea huko ndani unapata mnakuwa na issue because you didn't discuss these things.
Yeah.
Muulize, can you pay my bills niki go broke? Yeye pia anafaa kujua kama unaweza step in. Especially men, they get affected with this a lot because amekuoa, he doesn't even know kama you can stand in for him just in case. Then anapata when you let them, I can't pay no shit for no man. So by the time anaanguka, there's nothing going on. So inabidi tu separate because you're bankrupt. So
yeah,
I think people
and
should
something
talk.
that I think I should also mention is that the fact that you guys are willing to talk about financial, everything about finances, is that you're going to really know everything about this person. In as much as society is portraying the females as wale wa kulipiwa kila kitu, wa kubaiwa everything, I mean, when you are creating that platform to talk about finances with your girlfriend or your wife, you know this person better. You know that if anything happens, I lose my job as a man, my wife will always be there. Like, you get to know what this person is thinking. You know, everything finances. Just it will give an overview of who you're dating, who you're having. So it is very important.
So allow me to read just a few comments. There's so many people saying hi, saying we all look gorgeous. I mean, so let me just start from here on Facebook. So I see JJ Ozengo saying Mombasani following, karibu sana. Robbie Robin said he is locked. Welcome. Irungu J Jason says locked. Ian and Elysian Akoko say in the area like bacteria. Damn, you pick up line. Hey, okay, we see you. Hussein Hassan says, damn, she's pretty. Who? All of us are. Specify. Victor Kiplemo says, enjoying the show from Eldoret. Mwenye ameipanga alipe. Points. Maurice Jacob Makoha says, watching from Namushia, Cabras as usual. Karibu sana. Livingstone says, watching live from Busia. Seth says, Eldoret well represented. Tunakuona sana. Girls, the first girl on the show. Hi Lydia Wangoi. Welcome. Present. Lydia says that she loves her man. I love her makeup in brackets, male species. Yes, we are calling them male species. She said she loves her man and she's willing to pay even ata kama hana. Ata akisema to split bill, atalipa yote ndio tu akwe na man wake. Please share the love, guys. Come on, it's so much. Hey, share some love. Elosi, another lady, karibu sana. Elosi Kadhambi says, good morning, pretty girls. For me, I like boy anajiongea, you see. Sipendi unionyeshe unaweza na unajua you can't. True. The pretense.
Yeah.
We will get back to that. We will get back to that. Prissy says, watching live from Karatina. Welcome so much. Kidiga says, hashtag Y in the morning. Watching you from Vihiga. Karibu sana. Yeah, I think that's it. We will continue reading the comments. Please do tell us your view on who is paying the bill. Pale social media Y254. So let's go back to this comment. Elosi Kadambi said, we are pretty. Thank you so much. So she said, for her, she likes a boy mwenye anajiongea, si mwenye anajionyesha naeza.
naona.
And then a few months down the line,
Hawezi.
nitumie pesa ya credit.
Hakuna.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Exactly.
Fine. He's brought the idea. The male species is like, hi, I'd like to take you out. Sure, because unakataa, why? Then a few more dates down the line, and he's still paying. Then all of a sudden, he isn't paying anymore.
Yeah.
Is that catfishing? Wanna to catfish?
It depends with the circumstances.
True.
If it happened like you saw it happening, like maybe alikuwa na kazi akalose kazi and shit, like genuine shit. But if it's not genuine, like you are lying to me and shit, hey, that's not cool, because you've made me have a lot of high expectations about these relationships. Najua tunaanzia hapa, si hapa. Then all of a sudden we are back here because your shit apparently haikukua, ulikuwa tu unadanganya. That is fucked up. Why that could make someone leave? I could leave you for that, for catfishing.
But will it be termed as you are just with him for the money, and once pesa ilisha, you flew away?
I was with him genuinely, but if he was lying, then he was with me catfishingly.
Yeah.
So I'll be suspicious. Hadi mimi nitaanza kushuku kule ulinisho ni kwenu kweli, like if you can lie about finances and shit, you can lie a bit, but see to someone who you want to like court and marry maybe. So that's not cool.
John?
Yeah, unajua, you can say that you, like, genuinely you are there for the relationship, but who's the society? Society itasema tu you are there for his money.
But gold digger.
Exactly.
Na
but
gold,
no,
ukafly.
that's the problem, you know. So, watu pia communicate. Unajua, like, in as much as circumstances are unpredictable, just communicate. Nobody will beat you. Just communicate. No. That yes, I'm dating you. By the way, I don't have money. Yes, today I have money. Just, you know, be predictable. Talk to that girl. No, hata akienda, anaenda na clear conscience. I was not here for your shillings, you know.
There's also forgiveness. We can talk about it.
We can always talk. No, we
You
can always
promise
talk.
me you won't be catfishing anymore, but anyways, I already know.
Yeah, it's
I
already
already
embedded in the back of
I
your
already
head.
know. Yeah. But there's forgiveness. Lakini kama umecatfish na ikaniacha place nye, now I'm struggling to like afford some shit. Maybe we've even moved in together, and maybe you only had some savings money that you are using, and now that money ain't there because you are lying that maybe you're working somewhere. Sasa sahi I have to strain because sasa sahi najua ukweli you don't have the job, there's nothing there. Unajua place nye inaniacha, so kuna forgiveness pia, lakini it will be hard for such a relationship to go on. It is hard.
Yeah. So even as we wind up, I think the main thing, the actual, because all our whole conversation has come just into tunaongea, tunarudi communication. So the key thing here is communication.
Yeah.
If anataka kulipa for the first date, alipe. If he or she, actually let's say he, let's say she, because you know she can have asked you out on the date. If he or she is not able, still communicate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So even as we wind up, most, if not all, everyone is just asking for your handles, where they can stalk you. They see you, where they can stalk you. So please do tell our audience. Do repeat your name. Maybe kuna mtu ameingia a few minutes ago. Do repeat your name, what you do, and your social media handle.
All right. So my name is Joan Kipto. I study at Pioneer International University, second year student, pursuing a degree in diplomacy. And aside from being a student, I am a private tutor. So kama kuna mtoto anataka kusaidiwa akitoka shule, you have me. And so my Instagram account is Kipto1393. And we can also connect on LinkedIn, Joanne Kipto. On TikTok is genuine at 1919. I can't wait to connect and talk to you guys. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Mwenesi. I'm a fourth year law student. I'm finished. Maliza, actually. But I'm also a fashion designer and stylist on the side. And I'm on Instagram. I think it's Instagram alone at Mwenesi. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us here. We have had an amazing time. Like, we should have had more time. we go into the details.
Yeah.
So key things here: communication. That's all that matters. So thank you so much for joining us here at Y254. Wednesday, definitely WCW. So it being a Wednesday, it's a girls' day. It's a women's day. So we sent flying kisses. I have been your host, Wahumungai. Do connect with us on all social media platforms at Y254. My socials are at Wahumungai on all social media platforms. Thank you.